It's time that you learn how to do multidimensional thinking today. You've been tricked by society into believing that there is just one form of thinking, and it's the thought that you were taught to do in school. You've spent your entire life trying to master just this form of thinking, when in reality, you're missing out on an entire universe of possible ways you could be thinking about things, because each and every thought that you're thinking right now is simply a regular thought, and beyond and above that is a universe of possible perspectives. And I'm going to show you how to do that here today. My name is Tyler, and I am a certified Ericksonian hypnotherapist, and I am an expert in helping you get the right thought from the right perspective at the right time. And in today's video, I'm going to show you how to start doing those principles on a basic level for yourself in your day-to-day life. In fact, in this video today, I'm going to solve one specific small problem for you. Yes, you. The TV is talking to you. You specifically. Get a single problem inside your mind that you would like to have solved right now. And by the end of this video, you are going to be walked through a process that will activate the power of your unconscious mind to begin the process of solving that problem. So sit back, relax, and let's begin the process. The first thing that you have to understand is what you're probably already familiar with, which is thinking through things. This is the standard mode by which we tend to try and solve problems. You have a problem, so you start thinking about it. Oh, maybe I'm feeling anxiety, so maybe it's because of what I eat. That's a thought. Or maybe it's because of my job. Or maybe it's because of my family. And so I'm thinking, if this, then that. If this, then that. This is the type of thinking that we're trained to do to try and solve our problems. And there's nothing wrong with that, by the way. Thinking is a very powerful tool. In fact, when you really think about thinking and how powerful it is, the human mind can extrapolate out with purely thought the very mechanics of the universe. Aristotle, Socrates, Plato were mapping out principles that exist at the fringes of reality while sitting in a cave in Greece. It's pretty cool, but it is just one of these powerful tools that's inside you. And so what you need to learn is that there are different tools for different jobs. For example, the next principle you need to understand is thinking through feeling. Now, this is where words start to separate out and get a little goopy. We don't have a word for how we think through feelings. You might just call it feeling the feeling. And yet it is a different type of processing. If you want to get technical, you might call it ideation. But what this really represents is using your emotions to solve emotional problems. So coming back to our example, maybe you're dealing with stress. Instead of trying to think about why you're stressed, or think your way out of stress, or think about stress itself, instead, what would happen if we simply felt the stress and we listened to it? What if we just sat there with the feeling and heard it out? What might happen then? And I wonder what rabbit hole that feeling might take you down as you begin to listen and feel the feeling. Not judging, not attacking, simply feeling and saying, what next? Tell me more. Where is the answer that you're looking for? And allow that process to process. Because that's another type of thinking. That is a thinking through feeling. Now, that's an unconscious way of thinking, but on the same side, it's different than what you would be doing consciously. We're trying to think through the problem. Now, the third method is actually another conscious method that's so often overlooked. Instead of just thinking about the problem or even feeling the feeling of the problem, what if you just address the actual physical mechanics of the problem? This one's so often overlooked. It's like, I'm so stressed out, I'm so anxious. Well, yeah, you work 80 hours a week and you make no money and you're living in a place you can't afford. Yeah, that's stressful. That's supposed to happen. You should be stressed. And so you can actually address these things by moving the physical mechanics of your life. It's like, okay, well, I can't afford to live in this place. I have to work these crazy hours and I don't have the skill set to make that money right now. So what if I move to a place where that's not the case? and that fixes your problem. So that's the physical mechanics of the world. What can I fix in my actual physical vicinity? And this doesn't have to actually just be a physical location. For example, let's say you're getting stressed out all the time, and the source of it is the fact that you keep looking on social media and the comments are like, you suck. Well, what if you just physically stopped looking at the comments? You think that might fix the problem? So this is what the physical way of fixing mechanical problems is. And the fourth method that we're going to cover is really a gateway into the multidimensional thinking, which is the concept of activating the unconscious mind. Because each and every part of you has memory and information beyond what we can even begin to understand. Each cell knows what to do inside you in the context of you at all times. You know when to breathe, even though you're not thinking about it. You know when to blink, yet no attention was given to it. This part of you is a part that can begin to help you solve problems. In fact, this is the part of you that can solve the most complicated problems of your life effortlessly. That's what this part of your mind was built to do. The imagination, the paracosmic world. This is called paracosmic thinking, and it can actually begin to help you solve your problems without even thinking about them. In fact, the real key to paracosmic thinking is not thinking. In fact, what a hypnotist does most of the time is helps you not think. We distract your thinking mind so that this part of you can begin to actually solve the problems. And of course, you can go and spend 10 years mastering meditation to distract your thinking mind on your own, and you'll probably knock that out of the park 1 to 2 times a week if you get really good at this. But with a hypnotist helping you out, we can literally just do that over and over and over again, accessing this powerful parts of your mind without ever having to learn any meditation at all. For example, we can begin that process right now by just going beyond now to any when but now in the past and finding a memory where you felt good and felt at peace and relaxed. Is it day or is it night in that memory? How does the temperature feel on your skin? Are there other people around? What do you hear as you step into that memory now with your imagination? And as you step into that memory, you become more and more in tune with the experience of feeling good and relaxed, knowing full well that wherever we go, my voice will go with you, acting as an anchor to this place where you feel so good and relaxed. And as you allow yourself to fall deeper and deeper into that feeling of relaxation and experiencing that memory, noticing how incredible it is that you can actually make the feelings brighter and bigger with your imagination. That's right there. And what's so interesting is that as you begin to look around, you're going to notice something in this memory that wasn't there before. There's something very important in this memory. Maybe it's a pathway, door, a hole, something. And inside of it is the solution to the problem that you were thinking about way, way, way back then. So go now and search for that place and find that door. And now, as you find that door, that opening, now, I'm going to count from 3 to 1, and on 1, you're going to open the door. And on the other side, you're going to find a new world that contains within it the answer to your problem. Now, this may not be direct. It might be symbols, a new idea. Maybe you'll find a tool. This is the language of this realm, the realm of the unconscious mind. It speaks in stories, symbols, narratives, feelings, and emotions. And I wonder what you'll find when you open the door in 3, 2, 1. And as you open that door and experience that symbol now, ask yourself, I wonder how quickly my unconscious mind is going to begin to solve this problem for me. I wonder how easily that aha moment will come, and it'll almost feel silly how easy it was to solve that problem all along. And as you feel that feeling sink in now, you can turn back around and go through the door again, back to that place of deep relaxation and feeling good, closing the door behind you, knowing that you got exactly what you needed to solve your problem. And as you feel your unconscious mind beginning to solve the problem for you in the background, you can allow yourself to leave that memory from way back then and come back to this moment now and understand that the unconscious mind is capable of solving problems, because each and every thought that you're not thinking about right now is the unconscious mind. It's calculating millions of things. It's the perfect tool for the job for solving highly complex problems. In fact, this is why for my most advanced coaches, we say they reached peak coach. There's certain things that you want to develop to get to a certain point of success. And that's where coaches are really, really helpful. But at a certain point, a coach can't help you because you become so advanced that the only one who could be an expert on your subject of you is you. You are the best person. So in reality, you don't need a coach. You need someone who can help you access the most valuable resource you've developed, which is your own mind. And so this is what this kind of thinking can really help you do. And so when you go through this process, you start to ask yourself, it's like, okay, so I have the unconscious mind that I can tap into that can help me solve my problems. And then also maybe the solution to the problem is found in just changing the location of the problem. Maybe it's as simple as that. Maybe it's as simple as like when I help people quit smoking, you can solve a surprisingly large amount of smoking problems by giving someone a Sharpie. I mean, that might sound crazy on the surface, but basically what you're doing is you say, hey, you can smoke as much as you like. It's just every time you do, could you take out a Sharpie and put a little mark on your box? Well, why? Well, because when you do that, you're actually breaking the unconscious process and the person doesn't actually want to smoke. And so you're just bringing it to their conscious awareness. So that's a physical solution to solve the problem. Another example is, I don't want to eat unhealthy food. Well, then don't have unhealthy food in your house. Just physical solutions. Then there's feelings. So they're feeling through things is very powerful tool when it comes to emotions. So when we have emotions, a lot of times we try to think through it because we've been trained by society to think through everything. But in reality, the better solution is to simply feel and to hear yourself out. In fact, in many ways, the feeling emotions are connected to the unconscious mind. So what you will end up happening is you listen to the feeling and it'll start telling you a story, giving you symbols. You can go through that Alice in Wonderland rabbit hole of feelings unconscious to feelings unconscious, and it can get to a really, really wild place. In fact, with a hypnotist to guide you, this can literally feel like a psychedelic experience, and even above and beyond that. And of course, don't forget that we can still think. Thinking is a powerful tool as well. And it's even more effective when you've gone through the multidimensional process we just discussed so that you know what all the pieces are on the chessboard. So in a way, thinking can still be your most powerful tool. What we're really talking about is going through a process of information gathering that allows the thinking mind to solve these problems. And then each and every problem that the thinking mind isn't equipped for, you can trust your unconscious mind to solve the problems for you. Because the very fact that you know that you have this problem means that you have a solution. Because if there wasn't a solution, your unconscious mind wouldn't even make you aware of it. And so the very fact that you have a problem means the answer is there, deep down inside you, waiting to be discovered, consciously and unconsciously. And so when your problem gets solved instantly today, when you have that happen right now, I want you to comment below and let me know, what problem did I just solve for you today?